lying, Sean Kirkpatrick or David Grusch? The debate continues, and now we have further insights from Chris Mellon, Lou Elizondo, and others. So let's talk about the ongoing drama revealed by the Black Vault with their FOIA'd text and messages. So get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like and subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Okay, so we have Chris here replying about the situation, Chris Mellon. He says, to my surprise, parts of a conversation I had with Dr. Kirkpatrick, the lovely Sean Kirkpatrick, on Signal were recently made public via a FOIA request. These messages simply relate to my efforts to facilitate a meeting between Arrow and David Grusch at Dr. Kirkpatrick's request. He goes on to say, I don't give out people's contact info without their consent, but I told Sean I would be happy to convey his request to Dave. My recollection is that Dave was going to consult his attorney and proceed from there. Dave has an excellent attorney, so if he was advised by counsel not to meet with Arrow or others, I certainly don't blame him. I was not in a position to judge the legal arguments and issues involving conflicting IC, IG, DOJ, and Arrow jurisdiction and claims. I was simply trying to facilitate communications in the hope of helping the congressionally mandated investigation. To which Lou Elizondo replied, Chris, I wonder when did DOD authorize Kirkpatrick to use the Signal app for official U.S. business and correspondence? You and I would have been crucified for doing that while we were in the government. And when did they allow personal identifiable info of U.S. citizens to be released contrary to Privacy Act of 1974? I guess it's more of the same regarding rules that apply to thee, but not to me. And Lou goes on, he is replying to Luce's lab that says, many of the DOD guys are on there. Lou says, yes, and I guess he's referring to Signal. Lou says, yes, but they don't conduct official government business on it. That's a big no-no. Unless you are Arrow, I guess. Does anyone else see the issue that this is now much bigger than U.A.Ps? We are witnessing the demise of democracy for the sake of gatekeeping. A very dangerous road, if you ask me. About Kirkpatrick, he says, you are seeing the true colors of someone who has endeared himself to some factions of the media. I was not at all impressed with him when he interviewed me. However, some of his staff are good people. I worked with them in the past in other organizations. I suspect they are in a tough spot. Don't want him to paint them all with the same brush. Think Tank has an interesting point here. Signal chats are not FOIA admissible. And Think Tank goes on to say, this proves obfuscators Season Go and Kirkpatrick are collaborating with John Greenwald to control the narrative. Now, I don't know if that's really what's going on, but it's certainly intriguing if they are ponying up with the Signal chats in response to a FOIA that should not, the Signal chats should not be FOIA admissible. So how are they getting that, and why are they getting that? Patterns Tell Stories says, another FOIA released by John today with flawless timing, just as the Kona Blue documents were made public. Now, so yeah, there's a lot of kind of anti-John Greenwald sentiment here, and I totally get it. Is he actually collaborating with people involved in the cover-up or not? I'm not throwing John under the bus here, but, there's some intriguing circumstances, so let me know what you guys think. However, Stigma Ligma says this, anything is FOIA-able if you're conducting government biz through it. Personal email, text, etc. Usually this kind of thing doesn't get FOIA'd because nobody would know about it, but since Mellon knew about its existence, then Kirkpatrick probably didn't want to get caught withholding. So maybe that's the explanation for how they wound up with these Signal texts. But getting back to whether Sean Kirkpatrick lied or David Grusch lied, Dean Johnson says this. Context. At a media roundtable earlier that same day, Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick said, "We have extended an invitation at least 4 or 5 times now for him, Grusch, to come in over the last 8 months or so and has been declined." To which David Grusch responded in a text to News Nation correspondent Brian Inton, "I have 0 emails or calls from them. That is a lie." Yet the FOIA release does show repeated attempts by Arrow to arrange an interview with Grusch over a period of 5 months prior to Grusch's "that is a lie" statement, and it shows that those overtures were transmitted to Grusch by multiple intermediaries. Therefore, Kirkpatrick's statement was not a lie. Joe Murgia says, "Agree, but it doesn't change my opinion on Grusch and UFO crash retrievals, which I highly suspect are true. After everything you've read and seen, DDJ, what's your opinion on both?" And I have not seen a reply from Dean Johnson. Joe Murgia also says this: "A friend of mine, same one who helped finish the Sheehan transcript, brought up a great point. It seems Kirkpatrick willingly gave up his private signal convos to FOIA. Maybe government policy says he had to, but the fact that he was discussing all of that on there, and it has now been made public, tells other whistleblowers to avoid him, and Arrow, or your sensitive information may wind up all over social media. Any trust people had of Arrow has now been destroyed, unless your name is Representative Eric Burleson." Yeah, his skepticism of UFOs was only confirmed by the Arrow skiff, sadly. But yeah, Joe says, "Nice job, Sean. Many were already avoiding Arrow, and this just seals the deal. Maybe that was his intention all along." Stephen Greenstreet, of course, is having a field day with this. He says, "Neither Lou Elizondo or Chris Mellon have denied or even addressed that the new Pentagon documents prove Dave Grusch lied. Elizondo does not attack the information. Instead, he whines that the information even got out. Transparency, eh? Well, but you know what? He has a point. We really do need to hear a response from David Grusch on all of this. But I think that technically, David Grusch can say that Arrow did not satisfy him, that the legal requirements were met, whether it was authorization or some other technical issue, that they had not satisfied his requirements, that those were met, and thus a meeting could not be held. And so since the onus was on them to satisfy those requirements, he is in the right here. That's where I think all of this goes, but we're still in the fog of war on all of this. We don't really know all the facts yet, and a response from David Grusch would certainly be helpful. But let me know what you guys think about this big hoo-ha between David Grusch and Sean Kirkpatrick, with people like Chris Mellon and others chiming in. Are you pro-Dave? Are you pro-Sean? Or are you somewhere in the middle? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. I sure would appreciate it. Smash the like button, the subscribe button, the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media, Facebook and Twitter, links below. Love to see you guys there. If you wanted to support Cosmic Road in an even bigger way, consider grabbing a coffee mug or a t-shirt in the merch store below, or by becoming a channel member, because channel members are rock stars. I really appreciate your support. Also, channel members frequently get to see videos hours ahead of everybody else. Meanwhile, there's plenty of other videos on the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.